Hello traders, how you guys doing today? My name is Fidel. For the ones that don't know me, I'm a day trader. I'm a momentum trader to be exact. I'm from California, the Central Valley. Alright you guys? So if you guys ever see me in the Central Valley, holla, say hi to me. Alright. I'm just messing with you guys. But anyways you guys, I'm involved with two groups. One of the groups is Tech Buzz Solutions. It's being ran by Ricky Gutierrez. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of the name. The other group is Watch to Trade. It's a fairly new group. It's growing real fast. A lot of potential in that group. I'm involved in that group majority. A lot of the stuff that I do goes through that group. A lot of my teaching and education goes through that group. A lot of my watch list, my swing watch list goes through that group. And that group is being run by Nasir. And it's a very good group. You guys, again, the name of the group is Watch to Trade, and you can find both groups at Facebook, and I will leave the link below too. So make sure you guys join the groups, okay? If you guys ever want to get in contact with me or ask for some advice, any type of questions, join the group and get in contact through you could contact me through that group. All right, that's one of the easiest ways to get a hold of me, you guys. Basically, it's Watch to Trade, all right, by Nasir at Facebook at the Discord chat group. Alright you guys, so let's get into it you guys. Okay, again, for the ones that don't know, my name is Fidel and I'm a day trader, and let's start with number one you guys. And today I'm going to talk about the subject of how I identify what to trade, how I find potential in the ticker or in the stock that I'm looking into. Alright you guys, so let's start with number one you guys. Number one you guys, always try to make sure that it's trending up. Doesn't matter if it's in negative red or it's in green positive, it has to be trending up. Second, I try to find out what is the average volume and how much volume does it have. How much volume does it need to move that stock, to move that ticker up. I have came to learn, for example, Seadrill. Okay, that's one of the tickers, one of the stocks. Seadrill needs a lot of volume, a lot of momentum to even move it, and I'm talking about moving it to a couple cents, you know, 5, 3, 2 cents. It needs a lot of volume. So that's what I mean. And there's some stocks that needs a little bit of volume and it moves drastically. So that's what I mean you guys. Okay, you guys want to look at the chart, you want to make sure it's trending up, you want to make sure the volume is growing, and you want to make sure what's the market gap, okay you guys, and what's the average volume. All right. Number two, you guys, I always try to find out what is the reason behind the trending. What's the reason that it's trending down? It could be some negative news, or what's the reason that it's trending up? It could be some positive news, or got approved for something, or catalyst of some sort, or a warrant, one of my favorites. All right, and basically etc. You guys try to find out why it's moving. And the reason why I try to find out sometimes, because it gives you more confidence in that trade that you're about to get yourself involved with. You see what I'm saying? So that's number two, you guys. Number three, you guys, before you guys purchase a position, you want to make sure that you know the resistance, you know the support. It doesn't matter if you have to go back 3 months, 2 years, 5 years to compare that chart to today's charts. Because history repeats itself, you guys. The patterns repeat themselves. Okay? So you want to look at the chart. Alright? So that's number three. Number four, you guys want to make sure the volume is always growing before you get in. So let's say we're looking at this ticker, excuse me, and the volume is 500,000. So I'm looking at that ticker. Then I see 5 minutes later that 500,000 became 700,000. Then 5 minutes after that, it becomes 900,000. Do you see how the volume is growing? The volume is growing because of what's the word I'm looking for? Just remember, because of supply and demand. That's why. Basically, supply and demand. See what I'm saying? If people are getting involved, people want it, people are buying it, the volume is going to increase. You know what I'm saying? So basically, you want to get in at the perfect time. Me, myself, I look at the stock and I see if the volume is going from the 100,000s up to the high 500,000, I get in before it hits the million volume. And the reason I try to get in before it hits the million volume, because after it hits the million, it's going to hit 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, 6 million, you know, etc. But you want to get in before it hits or before it grabs all that volume, all that momentum, so you could capture all that percentage as it trends up. You see what I'm saying? Then when it has 7, 8, 10 million, it trended up already, and now it's just floating up there, waiting or consolidating up there, waiting to trend back up or to crash and come back down. You see what I'm saying? So take a look at the volume, you guys. Make sure the volume is growing. Compare that volume to the market gap, all right, to make sure it's enough volume to move the stock. All right, you guys. So that is number 4, you guys. Now let's move on to number 5. Number 5, you guys. Again, you want to make sure about the volume. Compare the volume to the average volume. Compare the volume to the market gap, and make sure everything makes sense. Make sure the volume is growing. Okay, you guys. Doesn't matter if it's in the negative red side and trending up to the support. Okay, get in. It doesn't matter if it's in the red trending up. Get in if it all makes sense. But make sure the volume is right. Make sure the volume is growing. Compare the volume to the average volume. Compare the volume to the market gap. Alright, you guys. And here's a picture of what I'm talking about. You see, you want to make sure this is growing all the time. Okay, because you want to capture it at when it's still in the little baby stage of volume. You see what I'm saying? You want to get in at that time. So when it takes off, you know, to the high millions, you know, you're in, you've been in. So then you just lock in your profit and get out. Okay, so that is number 5, you guys. It's very important to compare the volume to the average volume to the market gap. Okay, because you want to basically want to make sure how much does it need for it to move. Okay, so now let's move on to number 6, you guys. Before you get in, you want to make sure that it has at least 10% growing potential. All right, I've seen people that get involved in markets that it has lower volume than the average volume. There is nothing going on. It's a boring stock. If it does grow, it does grow 3, 4, 5%, 7%. But that's a boring stock. It makes me want to go to sleep just talking about it. Alright? So basically, you guys want to make sure it has at least 10% growing profit, growing potential, growing percentage. Alright? And I mean growing, going up, you guys. Okay? Going up. Alright? And me, myself, the people that are involved in my group, and the group that I'm involved with, I meant to say, Watch to Trade. As you guys can see, my watch list there, I always have tickers, stocks that have 15, at least 15, 20, 30, 40, 50%, 80%, or even more growing potential. And I do that for a reason, you guys, because majority of the time, the next day is going to grow a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Or it's going to dip. One of the two. But majority of all of them grow a little bit more. They grow another leg, if you know what I mean by that. But anyways, you want to make sure it has growing potential, you guys, at least 10%. So you could lock in at least 3, 4, 5, 6, 17, you know, whatever. You just want to make sure you lock in some profit, alright? So that is number 6, you guys, to make sure it has at least 10% growing potential. Alright? So now let's move on to number 7, you guys. Number 7 is when you get in, you guys want to make sure that you guys set a stop loss, alright? And the reason you want to make sure you set a stop loss, because if you rush it, you're not patient, and you force a trade, majority of the time you're going to lose money. So make sure you set a stop loss. So if you get in and out of nowhere it drops because you got in at the wrong time, at least your stop loss will stop your position and execute yourself out, and you lose at least 1%, 2%, 3%. Me, myself, you guys, I try to get in at the perfect time, and after that, I try to put a stop loss no more than 3 to 4%, you guys, alright? Because the majority of the time, I don't want to lose money. You know, I want to take money home, and I'm pretty sure you guys do too, okay? So, make sure you set a stop loss, alright? And as it rises, let's say I get in at 250, my stop loss is at 243, 245, for instance. So I got in at 250, and as this rises, it's at 253, 255, 260. Then I move my stop loss up. I move my stop loss, let's say, to 255. And as it moves up to, let's say now 270, 275, I raise my stop loss up a couple more cents, wherever you're comfortable with. But the reason why I set a stop loss is to make sure I don't lose money. And the reason why I raise my stop loss from the purchasing price that I got in at, the reason why I raise the stop loss, you guys, is to make sure that when it drops, you lock in that percentage gain that you got. Alright? Alright, you guys. Now, number 8, you guys, don't never force a trade. Be patient. That's one of my number one mistakes I made in my amateur stages, you guys. I was very impatient, and now I take my time. Doesn't matter how long I take, but sooner or later my play is gonna play out, and when it plays, I get in and I walk out with profit majority of the time. All right, let's say 7 out of 10 times, you guys, I'm right. And the reason is because I'm patient. I take my time. I don't force a trade, because I know if I force a trade, I'm not gonna take no money home, you guys. So take your time, you guys. All right, make sure you do it right, and don't force your trade, because majority of the time you're gonna lose money. Okay, you guys. And that's it, you guys. I mean, what else? Any questions? Let me know. But basically, these are what I do to identify potential, to identify, you know, a ticker, a stock symbol, and to make sure that it's trending, to make sure I try to capture it at the perfect time. If you guys have any questions, please leave your name. If you guys have any questions, please leave a comment, subscribe, give it a like. I'm new to making videos, you guys, so give me a break. I'm only getting better. All right, and I do this for you guys, so you guys could benefit from this. And any comments, let me know. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Make sure you guys subscribe, give a like, and make sure you guys join the group. All right, Watch to Trade. I'll leave the link below. If you guys want to talk to me, holla at me. All right, you guys have a good week. Talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.